Oh. I love a buttered biscuit.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it. Heavily edited and we'll never see the full amount of footage. Looks like I'm not even able to pull actual thing because it's not showing. Yeah, if I'm not able to pull this thing off on YouTube, because the only thing that I see for her big interview. Oh, here we go. There it is. There, I think I found it. It looks like, yeah, got it. Cool. Here we go. Present, share screen. I was beginning to wonder. Jeez. There we go.
Let's get right to the breaking news on CNN's exclusive interview with her, where she sat down with.
Don't care.
That they can afford that. I asked her desire to be the
All right. Okay.
Will you appoint a Republican to your?
If she wins.
You had a lot of Republican speakers at the convention. Will you appoint a Republican to your cabinet?
Yes, I would.
Anyone in mind?
I would. No one in particular in mind. We got 68 days to go with this election, so I'm not putting the cart before the horse.
I mean, she owes you one. She's got 68 days to go. I mean, she owes you one. It's that's a top 40 song right there. I can imagine replacing real musicians, and I don't like that part. Well, no, that's the thing. You can never replace real musicians. Never replace real musicians. Did you just teleport? Yeah.
But I would. I think it's really important. I have spent my career inviting diversity of opinion. I think it's important.
No, she hasn't. Well, stop reading your lap, lady. Like, look up at the camera. Look up at who you're talking to. She is looking for words that she's not going to find. Oh, she's got them written down, possibly.
Important to have people at the table when some of the most important decisions are being made that have different views, different experiences. And I think it would be to the benefit of the American public to have a member of my cabinet who was a Republican.
See, here's the problem. She's having to think about it too much. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could totally see myself doing that because, like, diversity, Mm-hmm.
Now, Alex, we have seen Democratic presidents put Republicans in their cabinet.
Yeah, ramble.
But the question obviously is if she wins,
which she probably won't. I'll pick Mitt. He's totally Republican. Like, yeah, this is all prearranged. Yeah. She was given what questions she could ask.
Is still an if in this neck and neck.
See, this is the problem with Dana Bash. Look how she acted towards. Now, see, they still haven't aired the whole thing. I'm sure it's if I had a CNN live thing, it would be able to pull there. But I'm not paying for subscription to CNN.
Grace, what is she talking about? Is she talking about somebody like Defense Secretary or Secretary of State, somebody with
See, this is all pre-recorded.
a very, very
if she appointed someone to the cabinet, it'd be more like, one of those cabinets that you place your head in your hands. They call them stocks or something like that. Yeah, she's got a cabinet for
important job when it comes to explaining the policies that she has, or would it be somebody who
her policies? They're the same policies that she had whenever she ran. That same policies that she's had while she's been serving as vice president. There's not going to be any change.
Not to say that all members of the cabinet aren't important, but maybe has something that
that's a nice cabinet.
More
I mean, as long as it has the maiden in there, at least you go out with a smile. Another stream CNN just claimed that we'll see the interview in its entirety. We shall see. Yeah.
Acceptable to the people who, if she wins, believe that they brought her to the dance, Alex.
And then Dana, on the policy.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Dana Bash. Let's see.
Hey, Alex, but I was with.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing it on the on the airplane.
And certainly a bus tour.
No, nothing. Yeah, we only got a little snippet there. Only what they want to show you. So unfortunate. Let's see if we can find the full interview. Oh, nice. Didn't realize this was going on. Oh, what do we have here? All right, what do we got here? National, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, nothing there. CNN, not there. Yeah, so it just looks like they've got cut and edited pieces. Like there's nothing there. Participates in a panel with Tulsi Gabbard. Nope, not that. Looks like Koberger had a change of venue hearing, but doesn't look like much laws is. Oh, that's much better. What do we got here? Looks like Trump did a town hall event with Tulsi Gabbard in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Yeah. Town hall moderated by Tulsi Gabbard, but no. I guess the thing is they don't want to really show it. Because having a live sit down with her, that's going to be way too much. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Just going to go to if we've got Bash. Let's see. Dana Bash. No, nothing there. Got State of the Union, politics. Yeah, but they're not showing CNN. Like, I guess you have to subscribe to their channel or some crap like that. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Looks like I was able to get it. And let's bring this up right here. Screen. Go.
Buy baby clothes, a crib. There's the work that we're going to do that is about investing in the American family around affordable housing, a big issue in our country right now.
So these are the same things she's always been saying.
There are a number of things on day one.
What about you?
Well, I'm excited about this agenda too. As I said, the idea of inspiring America to what can be. And I think many of these things that the vice president's proposing are
well, why isn't she proposing it? And you shouldn't even be there.
Are things that we share in values, and the child tax credit is one we know that reduces childhood poverty by a third. We did it in Minnesota.
Yeah, you screwed up Minnesota.
To have a federal partner in this,
it's not my fault.
I think, in the impact that we can make.
You talked about, you call it the opportunity economy. You are well aware that right now many Americans are struggling. There's a crisis of affordability. One of your campaigns.
No, there's not. Because every time I hear this affordable housing thing, what is affordable? What do you consider affordable? Trust me, there's not a crisis of it. And if you're worrying why it's not affordable, is because, well, you, for the past 3.5 years, you screwed things up.
We're not going back. But I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive, housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Well, let's start with the fact that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were lost.
And you put those people out of work. We have to put the illegal immigration somewhere. So why not affordable housing? Taxpayers can pay it.
People, I mean, literally, we were all tracking the numbers.
Exactly.
Hundreds of people a day were dying because of COVID. The economy had crashed. In large part, all of that because of mismanagement by Donald Trump.
No, not true. Not true. It was he wanted the states to take control, and they wouldn't do anything. They locked people in their houses.
That crisis. When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America.
You did nothing. Yes, it's a lie. It's a lie.
And today, we know that we have inflation at under 3%. A lot of our policies have led to.
No, we don't. No, we don't have inflation under 3%, sweetheart. No, you don't. Jesus Christ. If you've got inflation at 19%, it's just 3% lower than it was at 21%. Does not mean you have inflation under 3%. Jeez Louise. And that had nothing to do with you. That was Chairman Powell that came out and said everything's going good because they had to get ready for this to happen. And trust me, inflation is not going down.
Reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world. But you are right. Prices, in particular for groceries, are still too high. The American people know it. I know it, which is why.
Why haven't you taken care of it up to now? Why haven't you taken care of it? Oh, well, because, we've had 4 years to do this, but we're still screwing it up. Right.
My agenda includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries. For example, dealing with an issue like price gouging. What we need to do to extend the child tax credit to help young families.
Price gouging does not exist. Sorry, sweetheart. Sorry, tired old lies. Not a lie if you believe it. Of course, that's true. George Costanza's immortal words, it's not a lie if you believe it. Inflation is year over year. Nobody understood how bad it really is. Yes, nobody understands how bad it really is. Yes, we have very high inflation. Whenever she gives this it's under 3%. That means over the past year. Over the past 4 years, inflation has gone up and up and up and up and up and up and up. It peaked out in 2023. And then it started to come down, and it's going to go back up again. Unless they can get jobs happening, they need to start getting oil pumping and get back around the country. We don't have oil going around the country right now. Don't have oil going around the country, and this is what's hurting us so much. Starfish was puckered, but the price is renamed it.
Families be able to take care of their children in their most formative years. What we need to do to bring down.
Yeah, if you let the children live to be in their formative years, you're like the new guy on the prison block. Yeah, a small plastic bag of groceries, even at a cheap store, is like $40.
The cost of housing. My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first time.
And this happened in 2008. Do not buy this. Do not buy this. Do not buy into this. Do not buy into this. This is the same thing they did in 2008. The only people that come out ahead are the banks. Those are the only people because they're too big to fail. Because Congress told them they had to be diverse, be inclusive, and equitable, and they were going to hold them accountable if they didn't do what they told them to. They weren't going to get the big money from anyone. Hey, Jen, how's it going? They weren't going to get the big money from the government if they did what they told them to do. Didn't do what they told them to do. And there were some banks that said, okay, we won't take your money, but we're not writing bad loans. And those banks stayed afloat on their own. The rest of them, they had to get a government bailout that everyone paid for. That's what happened in 2008. This is no different than 2008. Do not let them get away with this crap right here. Please, for the love of God, do not let them get involved in this crap. It is going to ruin our economy.
Time home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part of the American dream and their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you have been.
Here's an idea. If you want to get them on the path, you want to get them on the goal of achieving this, there's a simple way to do it. Start drilling for oil. You start drilling for oil, you bring down the cost of everything. Because right now, it costs so much just to get product to the cities that need the product. And you're the ones that are causing everything to be haywire because of you shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. That was the first thing that you did whenever you came in there. $18 to take it home and make it yourself. Yeah. Drill, baby, drill. Got to do something. I'm not saying you have to, go hog wild and, destroy the entire planet drilling for oil, but get it back on a steady path of getting product back and forth across the country. They can't save up the down payment. How can they swing a mortgage? You need savings to buy a house. Exactly. If they can't save up down payment, how are they going to be able to afford a house? And afford a house is more than just owning a piece of property and putting a house on. To have that house, you have to remember that you've got to pay for sewage. You've got to pay your taxes on that property. You have regular maintenance that needs to be taken care of on that property. Just because you own a piece of land and a house on it, you're not immune to having to put a new roof on it. What happens whenever you can't put a new roof on it? Are you paying for your insurance? And then what happens whenever a tree falls on it, a big storm comes through, a hurricane, whatever it might be, you don't have insurance. Guess what? Your house is destroyed. Now you're going to cry about it. Oh, I forgot to mention we had a couple of key ingredients at home already. Exactly. I mean, I go out with my wife maybe once a week. We go out and have dinner. And it's not really like a super expensive place, like a pizza joint or something. But the rest of the time, we cook. But this is not doing any good.
Been vice president for 3.5 years. Yeah. The steps that you're talking about now, why haven't you done them already?
Oh, well.
First of all, we had to recover as an economy.
Not true. You could have done that in the first 6 months. You could have had that taken care of in the first 6 months. But you lied to people. You locked them in their houses. You took away children's lives. You took away most of their formative years on your bullshit. And you're forcing people to take something that they don't want to take just to work. That's not recovering your economy.
And we have done that. I'm very proud of the work that we have done that has brought inflation down to less than 3%.
No, you have not brought it down to less than 3%. This last quarter, it didn't grow up to the 3% that they were expecting. It only grew 2.9%. Yeah.
The work that we have done to cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Donald
Trump had it down to 10, and then you reversed it, and then you signed it up again. Yeah. Trump had, and it wasn't just for seniors, it was for everyone. But she's in with big business. She's in with drug companies like Pfizer. You might as well just have a little Pfizer, hat up there.
Trump said he was going to do a number of things, including allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices. Never happened.
No, he already took care of he already had the issue underhand. But you guys were too busy screaming about Russia, 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 that you failed to just leave all of that out. So why are you blaming Trump on all of the mistakes you've made over the past 3.5, almost 4 years now? How is this Trump's fault? Tell me. You've had 3.5 years. And so you want us to give you another 4 years to do the same bullshit that you're currently doing. All right.
We did it. So now, as I travel
in
the state of Georgia and around our country, the number of seniors that have benefited, I was in Nevada recently, a grandmother who showed me her receipts. And before we capped the cost of insulin.
Why is it Democrats always have to throw this story in there? Oh, well, this wonderful story. And there was this, we capped the cost of it. We don't care about your story. Show us what you've actually done. Politic Latin for many, ticks are for bloodsuckers. Many bloodsuckers. I used to buy Chinese food on payday for a treat. And now it's double the cost. As a senior, that is way out of the budget. I use coupons in stores that give points used for special items, but you're still paying. I mean, here's the thing with the coupons. The coupons are usually stuff that they're trying to get rid of because they've got a surplus of it. And it's still expensive as hell. I mean, it's not. This is not good. Latest CamelToe word salad. I spent my entire career inviting diversity of an opinion.
For seniors at $35 a month, she was paying hundreds of dollars, up to thousands of dollars a month for her insulin. She's not doing that anymore.
You maintain Bidenomics.
Well, that was what happened whenever you came into office and eliminated Donald Trump's cuts on that. They eliminated it and saw the disastrous effect of it, and then they had to turn around and get it redone. Oh, baby boomer, I'm proud of it. Lived in an era with the best music, cars, and hardworking good people. Sad for the future. They will never experience it. Exactly.
Is a success.
I maintain that when we do the work of bringing down prescription medication for the American people, including capping the cost.
No, that has nothing. That is not going to raise the economy. That is not going to raise the economy.
Of the annual cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000.
Only seniors, though. What about the rest of the people? Are you saying that only seniors qualify for this? Is that what she's saying? Yep, that's what she's saying.
When we do what we did in the first year of being in office to extend the child tax credit so that we cut child poverty in America by over 50%, when we do what we have done to invest in the American people and bringing manufacturing back to the United States so that we created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs, bringing business back to America, what we have done to improve the supply chain so we're not relying on to supply America.
Wrong, because you are relying on foreign governments to supply oil to the United States because you shut down everything. You shut down all of the drilling for oil. You are right now tapping into emergency reserves. That is what she's doing currently. She is tapping into emergency reserves. 70s, 80s kid. Before cell phones and the internet, we played outside, drank from a water hose, and were immune to everything. Street light on, time to go home. Best childhood ever. Damn right, Puddletown. That's the same here. The bullshit that's coming out of her mouth is straight up bullshit. This is straight up bullshit. Because they have tanked everything. Right now, you're running on reserves. If we have to go to war, we don't have the reserves to back up a war. That's where we're at. We used to be energy independent, but now we're reliant on oil coming from other countries, mainly Saudi Arabia. You want to know why your gas prices are so high? Go.
American families with their basic needs, I'll say that that's good work. There's more to do, but that's good work.
I want to get some clarity on
That's
where
a
you
lot.
stand on some key policy issues.
And let me guess. For them, key policy issues, they're key policy issues. Let me guess. I haven't seen this yet. You guys are seeing along with me. Key policy issues. First thing that she's going to start talking about is abortion. That's the first thing she's going to talk about. Second thing they're going to talk about is prescription drugs. Just guessing here. They're not going to, way down the list, they might talk a little bit about immigration. Maybe I'm wrong. Please surprise me, Dana Bashhead. I mean, whatever your name is. Ah. Yeah, my sense of humor is the same way.
Energy is a big one.
Okay, I was wrong. Energy is a big one. Yeah. If you bring down the cost of energy, you bring down the cost of living. Like the cost of living is really high right now. Bring down the cost of energy, you bring down the cost of living, you're starting to do much better. Besh does call CamelToe out on one thing. Yeah.
You were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019,
and that she's going to support it again.
You said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your...
Fracking, they say fracking like it's a bad word. That's how you get oil out of the damn ground. Dummy. You were born in 69, 3 days before we landed on the moon. Yeah, I was born a little bit after they landed on the moon.
Your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020.
Liar!
That I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
In 2019, I believe, at a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So
oh, the look of shock on her face. The look of shock on her face. She's a fracking liar. I mean, that look of shock on her face is priceless. Whenever she calls her out on it, oh man.
2019, I believe, at a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are.
She got busted. Busted. Oh, good job, Dana.
2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
What made you change that position at the time?
Well, let's be clear. My values have not changed. I believe it is very...
Yeah, we know what your values are. You were a diversity hire. That's your values.
Important that we take seriously what we must do to guard against what is a clear crisis in terms of the climate. And to do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. The Inflation Reduction Act, what we have done to invest, by my calculation, over 10...
The Inflation Reduction Act is what took away tips from waitstaff. She values knee pads. I was born hungry. I was born hungry too. All I wanted was a titty in my mouth. That's all I wanted. I've been addicted ever since. Don't know why. Something about them just, makes my mouth water.
Probably $1 trillion over the next 10 years, investing in a clean energy economy. What we've already done, creating over 300,000 new clean energy jobs. That tells me, from my experiences...
What's a clean energy job? I mean, if you want to talk about clean energy, what, you've created nuclear jobs? You still want that? not that one. Nurses all gathered around and said, leave this one alone. You could tell right away I was bad to the...
vice president, we can do it without banning fracking. In fact, Dana, excuse me,
Oh, call her by the wrong name. That was a snub. You know why she snubbed her? You know why she snubbed her? Because she got called out on her lie. That was a snub. Oh, that was a total snub.
Cast the tie-breaking vote that actually.
Yeah, you cast many tie-breaking votes. That green climate justice jobs. Yeah, she did some really, really screwed up things by those tie-breaking votes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Her values have changed drastically. She is trying to become more like Donald Trump because she knows that she's losing bad. She is losing so bad right now. Oh, you just have no idea. And I'm telling you, keep the pressure on these people. Keep the pressure on them, and don't let them get away with it. Don't let them get away with it. Be here, but I'm gonna be listening. So just keep on going. Keep on going. Here we go.
Increase leases for fracking as vice president. So I'm very clear about where I stand.
And was there some policy or scientific data that you saw that you said, oh, okay, I get it now?
What I have seen is that we can grow and we can increase a thriving clean energy economy without banning fracking.
Okay. Another issue, big one, is immigration. As vice president, you were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern countries and
northern part of Central America.
The northern part of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president, I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in another.
Liar. Oh, I'm not playing any music. No. We're letting this play because she just lied. You notice how she said during the Biden-Harris administration? No, Donna, whatever the hell your name is. During this current administration, this is what it is. This is the current administration. During this administration, your stuff is screwed up. Everybody knows it. Everybody can see it. And you are a liar.
Number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced.
What, from 14 million in 1 year? Tell us, CamelToe, what about the children that just disappeared? 400,000 children gone. They were being held in centers, and now they don't know where they are. They haven't been able to find them. What about that? What about all the illegals that you kicked out of Chicago hotels before the DNC came into town? What about them?
Since we began that work. But I will say this, that Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration.
This right here is about to be one of the biggest lies that she told. Because that immigration bill that she's talking about, that she's about to talk about, and we've heard this lie multiple times, the immigration bill that was brought forth in Congress, a bipartisan bill, was all about sending money to Ukraine, and then a little bit was going to go to the Mexican border, and a little bit was going to go to Israel. The biggest bulk of it, which was about $65 billion, was going to go to Ukraine. That's what their border bill wanted. Was it 65 billion or 65 million? It's like somewhere like 120 million right now that they're sending to Ukraine. Yes, but she's going to, and then she will say that Trump stopped it. Trump wasn't in office. Trump wasn't anywhere near being, if you're saying he has that much influence, then she should be deathly scared. And I say deathly scared of how badly she's going to be getting beat this year. This is why she has Tim Walz there. You know, she has to have something to put in her mouth.
Issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border. And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States.
No, they weren't. They were rhinos.
Congress. A bill was crafted, which we supported, which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have.
Donald Trump wasn't in office. Donald Trump wasn't in office. Couldn't quite make out Uranus because I saw a ring around it. Oh, yeah, she's reading this. This is the same thing that she's been doing on her campaign trail. Gosh, she is going to get hammered so much after she leaves here.
It contributed to securing our border, and because he believes that it would not have helped him politically.
This has nothing to do with Trump. This is a lie. Saw a moon or two. Yeah, you might have seen a moon or two.
He told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed
his folks.
A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on.
Who answers to Trump in Congress? Tell me. Name one person. One person in Congress, Camel. Come on, CamelToe. Name one person in Congress that is hired by Trump. Name one person in Congress that answers to Trump. Name one. One. Just one. Any one. Zero. Who's your boss? Who is the boss? Who's second in command? It didn't pass because it was a bad bill. Trump is their boogeyman. Yeah. Media protects her. Most people don't see what we do. They read headlines and she's a black woman. No, she's not. This right here is not a black woman. This right here is an Indian woman. That's what this is. This is an Indian woman. I don't know why everybody keeps saying that she's black. She's Indian. They like to say South Asian. Yeah, no, she's Indian. Like, here. Let me make it really clear. Let me make it really clear. Does that help? That look a little more correct? No, she's not a black woman.
On the border. And let me tell you something. The Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill?
That is not what that bill did. What that bill did, if anybody could read through the 5,000 pages, I think is 900 some odd pages of that bill, all that bill did is it processed illegals through faster. That's all the bill did. 64, if you really relax. It's true. Yeah. I was just going to say that. Yeah. This right here is an absolute lie. This is a lie through and through because that bill was going to process illegals through at 10 times the rate, which means that they could have gotten 10 times the amount of illegals across the border than they currently have.
Would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl.
Sweetheart, you're so wrong. I mean, you're right on the truth of it, but this is what you're caused. This is what your administration has caused. I every time I see Don Rickles over here, I just want to see that, you know, little face with a little, what do they call that? Got the thing there, and then of course he's got the little, you know, little eyebrows that do something like this. Something like this, you know. And maybe it's like he's got the little teardrop. It's just, you know, he just has that look, like the unhappy clown. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the unhappy clown. Just, you know, he has the white, you know, all over his face, and just like so unhappy. Looks like Mr. Bill. He's pretty close to it. But look, he has the clown frown on.
What passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
It would not have addressed anything. All it would have done is sped it up.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to
Not
ask
only
about
push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would.
You could have done that. You could have done that long time ago. Sweetheart, it's not going to work. It was not a bipartisan bill. And you can claim that Trump killed it, but Trump wasn't there. You were there. What about Netanyahu? You could have been there and sat in Congress and met with Netanyahu and listened to him. Turned him into John Wayne Gacy there.
Sign it.
just one other question about something that you.
I mean, you've seen the picture on my desktop, on my background, right? Seen my background. If you sorry, here let me show you my background. Just look in the bottom left hand corner. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, bottom left hand corner. See what I got there? And whenever I embiggen it again, you'll see who's standing there stirring the pot. I thought that was so cool.
Said in 2019, when you first ran, there was a debate. You raised your hand when asked whether or not the border should be decriminalized. Do you still believe that?
Yeah. Oh God, you just turned him into John. Yeah.
I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to.
But your sweetheart, you told them to come cross the border. You and Joe Biden wanted them to cross the border. Come one, come all. Come. We want you here. We want you here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it all. We can handle it. Just when you made him a clown, it went, oh God, it's John Wayne Gacy. Yeah.
To be followed and enforced that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally. And there should be consequences. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
Yeah. You also kept people in jail longer than they needed to. You wouldn't allow them to be released, innocent men being released off of death row. You also kept small drug offenders in prison so they would help put out forest fires in California. Yeah, we know about this. We know how you prosecuted. You're part of the system. If she says any time during this, oh, I grew up middle class. Well, she said she grew up poor, but she's saying now she grew up middle class. She's trying to relate to people, but in truth is she's a multimillionaire. Just all you have to do is a quick Google search and find out what CamelToe's net worth is. And that doesn't even include what her husband's net worth is. And you combine that, she is one of the rich elites. She is one of the elites. So anytime she talks about, oh, I cook up, that I doubt it. She is one of the elites. Blah, blah, blah. I'm CamelToe, blah, blah, blah. Distract and lie, blah, blah, blah. You're peons in my mind. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, and withheld exculpatory evidence hidden that proved a person was innocent and prosecuted anyway. Yep. Consequences if they go live here and at taxpayers' expense. She said she worked at McDonald's. McDonald's said, no, she never did. Of course. But, She did work at McDonald's. You know, back in the day, she was in the restroom. Might have been the men's, might have been the women's. There might have been, you know, a hole in the wall or something.
Who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race.
Yeah, you've been going after Texas for prosecuting people that are trafficking guns, children. Under your watch, there's 400 children missing from detention centers. Where did they go? They can't locate them. They suspect there's even more. 400,000 children. Children.
Who actually served a border state as attorney general to enforce our laws. And I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
Generally speaking,
No,
how should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now?
She's not made any changes in her policy. If she made changes in her policy, she had 3.5 freaking years to do it. She has done nothing. Ah.
And you've learned more about the information. Is it?
Oh, it's die hard. How's that go? Well, I got to give you on that one.
Touchdown. Paper unbreaded.
That was well worth it. That was well worth it right there. That she messed with McDonald's probably broken ice cream machine. There's joy in that. Where's the joy in that?
Because you were running for president in a Democratic primary, and should they feel comfortable?
She has never run in the Democrat primary. She has not won a primary. She dropped out of the first primary and got her ass handed to her by Tulsi Gabbard. She dropped out of that primary so damn quick. So damn quick. Nobody wanted her. Nobody liked her. All of a sudden, now you're telling me that they think she's the greatest thing since sliced bread because they don't like Trump that much? Give me a break. All it is fanfare. You notice that she had to go to a high school stadium because, or maybe it was a college, but it's pretty damn small basketball area. If you've never sat in one of those basketball arenas, that's a pretty small arena that she was in. I don't know what you call it, gym. She was in a gym. I guess you know, gym was in her, so she might as well go into gym. Oh yeah, look where Tulsi is and where Montel's former side is. It ain't right.
Comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward.
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed.
Liar!
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
She is a straight up liar. Everything has changed. Everything has changed.
You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I've worked on it, that the climate crisis is real.
You've worked on it. Hmm. Which makes you want to read mine.
That it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time.
Are you going to explain time?
We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when.
No, you haven't. All of her pantsuits come with sewn in knee pads.
We should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California, prosecuting transnational organizations, violations of American laws regarding the passage, illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed. So that is the reality. In 4 years of being vice president, I'll tell you one of the aspects to your point is traveling the country extensively. I mean, I'm here in Georgia. I think somebody told me 17 times since I've been vice president in Georgia alone. I believe it is important to build consensus.
I bet she came to Georgia a few times.
And it is important to find a common place of understanding of where we can actually solve problems.
On that note, you had a lot of Republican speakers.
But she hasn't done anything.
Will you appoint a Republican to your cabinet?
Yes, I would.
Anyone
Yes,
in
I
mind?
would. No,
Oh,
no
they
one in
cut
particular in
that.
mind. We got 68 days to go with this election, so I'm not putting the cart before the horse. But I would. I think
So why do you have a man up there? Are you not powerful enough of a woman to be able to handle? Why does she need an old white man by her all the time? He is there because if she screws up, he's there to basically cover for her. He's there to cover for her. Because they're trying to get his face out there because people don't like her. He has a peaceful Don Rickles look about him. Does she call him daddy? Probably. I mean, think about this. And I'm serious. If you take a piece of paper, just a simple piece of paper, hold it up over him and don't watch what he says. There, I'll do it for you. I think I can do that. I think that I can do this. Let me do this for you. If you take away all of him, let's just make it black. Make it really black. If you take him out of the picture, if you erase him out of the picture altogether, like he's not there, he's not sitting in this room, he's gone. Hold a piece of paper up, act like he doesn't exist. Watch how foolish that she looks. That's all you have to do. And you will understand if you can wipe him out of it, how foolish and immature she looks. What's up, Jacob Castro? Good to see you. You'll begin to you sort of get the idea of where she's at and how bad she is at doing that. That's all I'm saying is just take him out of the equation. Put a piece of paper over your screen, whatever you've got to do. Take him out of the equation and you'll see how foolish that she looks. It's very.
I think it's really important. I have spent my career inviting diversity of opinion. I think it's important to have people at the table when some of the most important decisions are being made that have different views, different experiences. And I think it would be to the benefit of the American public to have a member of my cabinet who was a Republican.
That was just the start of our walk.
All right. Well, we'll skip over this because it looks like they've got a commercial. That was just the start of our walkthrough. All right. Well, let's see how much more bullshit she's going to say. Also, look at the positioning perspective of how large she looks versus how small she looks. Subconscious suggestion that she's not a threat. Exactly, Heidi. Because he's got like this sort of happy-go-lucky look about him, and she has like this really snotty look about her. She looks like just a very snotty, pretentious person. She can't help it. It's bad.
The controversies that have sprung up since.
Yeah. Okay.
You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in.
We don't care. Here's the thing. Why is he there? She wants the debate to be seated. That's why she wanted the debate. Well, she looks like a Karen. Yeah, he looks like Don Rickles. He has that John Wayne Gacy resting bitch face. That's what it is. I mean, I see it the whole damn time, and I can't help it. I mean, I see the face, and all I can see is the white lines there. All of the the white face there, and around here, I just keep seeing it. Got to have the white guy there. I mean, I'm seeing it. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. I mean, make it stop. Make me stop. Oh, you can't make me stop. Oh man, I keep seeing it. Just can't help it. It's so. Let's see if I can get this right. I'm almost there. Give me a second. Got to get the colors right here. Got to get the colors right. Got to have the nose, and then of course you got to have the smile there. You know, maybe a little bit here. You know, and then you gotta sort of get the, you know, you gotta get the eyes in there too. I mean, I'm getting there. Give me a second. Gotta get the eyes there. You know, just a couple of little, you know. Is that good? Is that close? Am I close? Am I close? Am I close? Yeah. I mean, maybe he needs like a little color in his cheeks or something like that. You know, I'm thinking I can do that. A little color in his cheeks here. I mean, all I see is that Don Rickles look. You know, sorry, excuse me. I'm so bad. Yeah. There you go. Oh, I missed the blue.
A war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Yes. He was full of garbage. Let's get past all the commercial. And then let's see. Let's try to make him look good.
Going to be doing in terms of a
oh yeah,
tax credit.
On the trail she
okay. So now she's sitting back down and asking more questions. All right, here we go. Let's see.
I want to ask you about your opponent, Donald Trump.
Okay.
Why are you asking about Donald Trump? Why? He's not the president. A small percentage of the U.S. will look away repeatedly to regain focus of thought. Whenever your ADD brains aren't able to focus, a sensory capping. Small percentage of us look away repeatedly, regain focus. No, it's she can't remember the questions. You also have to remember this is highly edited. Yeah, put some red hair on him. I totally wanted to. I use comedy so I don't go full Karen into things that annoy and upset me. Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes.
She did. Because yep. That right there is it. I cope because I have an emotional support pole. She can try to deny it, but she is. And I mean, that's like denying your own heritage. I mean, she says you should be proud of your heritage. Which why would you claim to be the part of you that left you as a young child? Was that the part of her? So she's claiming the part of her that owned slaves. Is that the part of her that she wants to claim, that her family owned slaves? Is that something that she wants to do? I would think she'd want to distance herself from that. Like, because she's been claiming to be Indian. And we're not talking about Indian with feathers. I was always curious if she was a push start or a pull start. I guess she, from the pictures I've seen, she's actually a push start.
Questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Half of it. DNC is running scared that Trump has 27% of the black vote. That's why. Yeah. Push start. That's why I said, Stacey, she's a push start.
Any same old tired playbook. Next question.
Same old tired playbook? Yeah, you've been just like the playbook where you call him a racist constantly. Marcia's side of her to boot. Trump will so call her out and put her to shame in the debate. I know.
Question, please.
That's it? That's it. Okay. Let's talk about some foreign policy issues.
Yeah, she knew that question was coming. That's what she was prepared for, so she could do that. That's her big moment. Same old playbook. Yeah, dodge the question. Yeah, because she's a village bicycle. Everybody needs a ride.
That would be on your plate if you become commander-in-chief. President Biden has tried unsuccessfully to end the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. He's been doing.
She dodged it. Of course she dodged it. That was a soft. And here's the thing. It is a softball thing. Trump never questioned her race. Trump never questioned her race. That's the problem. Yeah, her dad is Jamaican, and her dad's dad owned slaves in Jamaica. Serious. Dad's Jamaican, and her dad's dad owned slaves in Jamaica. Look it up. Don't believe me? He owned they were one of the largest producers of sugar. They had their whole sugar plantation. Look it up. Dead serious. Hey, Jariah, good to see you. Both of her parents were professors that taught Marxism in school. Both of her parents were professors that taught Marxism in school. That's what they did. Yes. He pointed out that she flip-flops is what he was pointing out. Had nothing to do with her race. Had nothing to do with her race. He was pointing out how she changes. She's a chameleon. One day she's against fracking. The next day she's for fracking. She's against low prices of insulin. She's for low prices of insulin. She's for people not getting vaccinated, and then tells people that they need to get vaccinated. She tells people that they should not be supporting police officers, and then she says, I've always backed the blue. She tells it's just one more thing down on the story. It's one more thing. It's one more thing that she doesn't have any consistency. Tell me anything that Trump has flip-flopped on. He's always said what he was going to do. He's never denied that he's a billionaire. He's never he said, I'm not even going to take a paycheck. I'm going to give all of that money and donate it. I have no need for the money. I'm not doing this for the money. And I think that pisses them off because they can't buy him. Sweet dreams, Sir Frank. Get some rest. Okay, everyone, has been fun, but hurt your butt's hurting too bad. What? I had to sit in the chair any longer. Have a good night. See you for coffee. Yes, you get some rest, Sir Frank. Get yourself some rest. She flip-flops. She's like a wet fish.
Doing it for months and months along with you. Would you do anything differently? For example, would you withhold some U.S. weapons shipments to Israel? That's what a lot of people on the progressive left want you to do.
Let me be very clear. I'm unequivocal and unwavering in my commitment to Israel's defense and its ability to defend itself.
And she's going to talk out of both sides of her mouth. She's going to be talking out of both sides of her mouth.
And that's not going to change. But let's take a step back. October 7th, 1,200 people were massacred. Many young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped.
Did she say 12 million? Or maybe I wasn't paying any attention, but it was 1,200.
Progressive left want you to do.
Let me be very clear. I'm unequivocal and unwavering in my commitment.
So why didn't you show up whenever Netanyahu was there in Congress, speaking to Congress? Why weren't you there? Why didn't you show up? Why didn't you show your support? Why weren't you there? Why didn't you show up whenever Netanyahu had had a lot to say about the way that you've been acting. That you've got protesters standing outside, paid protesters by your party, paid protesters from Iran. They're getting their funding from Iran. They're getting their funding from Iran. They're getting their funding from Saudi Arabia. Why haven't you stepped up and spoken out against that? Because you support what they're doing. You were the same people that were wearing these flags around your as scarves, kneeling, wearing face diapers. Yeah, she needs those protesters' vote. Exactly.
Israel's defense and its ability to defend itself, and that's not going to change. But let's take a step back. October 7, 1,200 people were massacred.
Okay. I thought she said 12 million. Whew.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. There's no nice way of graping somebody. I mean, just putting it out there, there's no nice way of doing that. He was gently. Sorry, that just drives me nuts. They were horrible. No, they were that's and you never spoke up against it. Whenever this happened, you did nothing. Whenever this happened, you did absolutely nothing.
Has a right to defend itself, we would. And how it does so matters. Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. And we have got to get a deal done. We were in Doha. We have to get a deal done.
She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. She just said, oh, we totally support them, but we have to get a deal done. We have to get a deal done. We have to get a deal done. What do you think that deal is going to do for you? You had an opportunity to pull troops out of Afghanistan and do it in a very nice, peaceful, easy transition out of there. But what happened? You left Americans there. You left supporters of America there. People that were helping the Americans, that were promised that they would be pulled out of there. And you left them. You had 13 soldiers die on your watch because of your bad policies, of thinking that, oh, that's just a game, not understanding the situation that is happening there. Your administration.
This war must end, in the meantime, and we must get a deal that is about getting the hostages out. I've met with the families of the American hostages. Let's get the hostages out. Let's get the ceasefire done.
But no change in policy in terms of.
Yep, she could be doing something right now as VP. Why isn't she? Why not rod with a stick? I'm out of ADHD and brain damage in my worst drunken stupor. I could make more sense than her and Biden combined. Yeah.
Arms and so forth.
No, we have to get a deal done. Dana, we have to get a deal done. When you look at the significance of this to the families, to the people who are living in that region, a deal is not only the right thing to do to end this war, but will unlock so much of what must happen next. I remain committed since I've been on October 8th.
What are you talking about? Will unlock so much what has to happen next? She an idiot? Yes. Don't answer that. I know she is.
To get a deal done. When you look at the significance of this to the families, to the people who are living in that region, a deal is not only the right thing to do to end this war, but will unlock so much of what must happen next. I remain committed since I
will unlock so much of what has to happen next. you even know what you're doing? You are a bumbling idiot. Keep saying that's not going to change on everything. So if we take her at her word, and as she is president, then nothing is going to change from how it is being run now. Nope. It's not. Did we lose him? Lose who? Yeah. She needs to go to the front line and see what it's really all about. We saw how you guys acted whenever they brought the 13 soldiers home in coffins. Joe Biden had to look down his watch to see what time it was. And he had to make sure that his pills were hitting like they were supposed to. No, actually, I disagree, D. Robertson. She does not need to go to the front line, but she needs to accept the consequences of her actions.
I've been on October 8th to what we must do to work toward a two-state solution where Israel is secure and in equal measure, the Palestinians have security and self.
That's not what this war is about. Is she failing to recognize that's not what this war is about? This war has been going on for generations. They've been going on longer. Been going on for thousands of freaking years, you dumb woman. If you can understand it and make sense of it, let us know, because apparently you don't know jack squat.
Determination and dignity.
Governor Walz, the country is just starting to get to know you. I want to ask you a question about.
I feel sorry for you people in Minnesota. I really do. He allowed your state to be completely tanked. He really screwed up there. Minnesota, Michigan, wherever, one of those Midwestern states, where they burned down the cities. Yeah. He waited 3 days before he would call the National Guard in. Yeah. I don't want to know him any more than I already do. He lies. She didn't go to Arlington Cemetery either, but Trump was there. That and Tracy, to her credit, the invite was not given to her. That family did not want her or Biden there. So to her credit, she was smart enough. Minneapolis, yeah, Minneapolis burned down. Good portion of it did. No, she was not invited, and kudos that she didn't show up. Because I don't think she was welcome. Because of their policies is why that happened. They didn't want her there.
How you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country.
Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. You could have served for 100 years wearing the uniform. Okay? You lied about going into the military or into carrying arms in a war zone. You never did that. You lied and said that you retired a command sergeant major. That right there is stolen valor. That's why you're being called out. Kudos to you for serving 24 years in the military. Whenever it was time for you to actually step up and serve your country, you ran and hid. The families also asked Trump to film and take pictures. Yes, the family did, because they wanted it as remembrance. And part of the problem is someone there at the cemetery had an altercation and started going off on the videographer and the filmographers that were there. There was one photographer, one videographer there. And he lost his cool. He was mentally unstable and started attacking, yelling at Trump, yelling at them, and flipping his shit. If I'm not mistaken, he also assaulted somebody. That person said they didn't want to press charges. The army came in, they saw what the situation was, and they removed him. And they decided that they weren't going to do anything against Donald Trump or his team of people that were there because they had permission from the families. There was somebody there that did use that picture in one of their campaigns, and that person was lambasted. He said he didn't approve it. Doesn't matter. He removed it from his campaign and took that picture out. It's not being used anymore. And he took ownership of it. He said that wasn't approved, but we did it. We've removed it. And sounds like one of CamelToe's more balanced supporters. Yeah.
Country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom.
Doesn't matter.
Congress or the governor.
And you were also an assistant football coach.
My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak.
You speak Cantonese? Wondering.
Candidly, I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns.
You turned it in on a dime saying that Trump staffer was the one who started the altercation. No, it wasn't. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. We already know what to expect from the media. If the media is attacking Trump, then more than likely it is he speaks poo-poo. Yes, he does. He speaks poo-poo. It's a foreign language in most areas outside of politics. But here's the thing. Whenever people are voting, the reason that he's there is because he commands more of a presence than she does. Because she is such a disgusting human being and nobody likes her. That he's more likable. That's why he's there. That's the only reason that he's sitting there. There's no reason for him to be there whatsoever. This just shows how weak she is in the polls and even chances of winning this election. He doesn't care about the burning down in the city and hurting people in those cities. No. He wants to make sure that Second Amendment rights are taken away from you. This man right here, this guy right here, Mr. Clownface, he wants to take away your First Amendment right, your Second Amendment right. That's what he wants to do. Because if they can take away your First Amendment rights, that means you can't speak. If you take away your Second Amendment rights, that means that you have no way of enforcing yourself being heard. You'll be quieted, you'll be hushed up. That's what this man wants to do, is take away your First and Second Amendment rights. He's made it very clear. That's what he wants to do. And to be able to keep his. Well, damn right. This right here is the perfect dictatorship right here. This right here is what they call the Joy Division. And if you don't know what the Joy Division is, look it up. It's not the band I'm talking about.
So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war. Yeah. Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this.
Oh, yeah. Way to lie. Yeah. No, that's not what you were talking about. I've played what he was talking about. This now, whenever he does it, you know that it was intentional. His lies were intentional. He wants to mislead you.
This is an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have. And I never.
No one demeaned your service. No one demeaned your service. But they demeaned that you used stolen valor to claim that you were a command sergeant major. You can sit there and say, oh, I'll never demean anybody's service. You lied about your service. Nobody's disagreeing that you didn't serve 24 years in the military. Nobody's saying that you didn't do that. That's not what they're doing. What they're calling you out on is all the other bullshit that you've pulled. That's what they're calling you out on. That is what they're saying. That is what they are going against. Your lies is what they're talking about. Here, let me find out. Let me see if I can pull it up. Because this really is very atypical of this person. Very atypical of this person. Let me see if I can find the actual piece that he says. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. No. This right here is what he had to say.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or.
No. Free speech has always been free speech. That's him saying, you have no right to free speech. Let's find the other one because I've got more. You always have a guarantee of free speech. Let me find the other one here because you just gotta call this crap out as they do it. Let's pull it up. Because, well, geez, Louise, is it so difficult? So difficult for him to even tell the truth. Yes, it is. Oh boy. Let me find it here. Ridiculous. That's what happens whenever you're able to pull up. Whenever the lies just come across so constantly. You're just sitting there going, what in the hell are these people talking about? Half the time you just go, you know what? Why are you not being called out on this? No, that was the wrong one. I almost pulled up something that was going to get me in trouble there. Oh yeah, here it is. So this was whenever he says that he that's a disgrace to all the veterans. And so, okay, let me rewind this for you real quick. Let me rewind this for you. We'll back it up. What he said.
The idea that you said that you were in war. Yeah. Did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting.
Okay. That's not what it was. And I'll show you right now what exactly it was that he said.
And both of you, with your keen understanding of how this works, especially from National Guard families, I can tell you this, having been one of those that came back, we were in support of OEF, but sitting in there with OIF veterans. When we came back, they showed us the horse whisperer and told us to be nice when we went.
Okay. Yeah, that's the bullshit lies that he's telling. Now he did once again say that in front of school shooters, but that right there is him telling you, oh yeah, I served in war. That's what he's being called out on.
ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English teacher, told me my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not.
Don't care about you, your dog, your family. I'm calling you out on your stolen valor. And all the veterans are calling you out on your stolen valor. And you can see the uncomfortable look that she's got right there. She's eyeballing something in his hands. I can't tell what she's eyeballing. But she does not look like this is going very well. Other words, she's been told to shut up and be quiet.
I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
I just one other question, because again, this is all new.
Yeah.
I mean, this was not ever many days ago. This was not on either of your bingo cards, especially yours. You had to clarify that you had said that you and your wife used IVF, but it turned out you used a different kind of fertility in order to have children. And then when you ran for Congress in 2006, your campaign repeatedly made false statements about a 1995 arrest for drunk and reckless driving. What do you say to voters who aren't sure whether they can take you at your word?
Well, I've been very public. I think they can see my students come out, former folks I've served with, and they vouch for me. I certainly own my mistakes when I make them.
The former one that vouches for you? Oh. Yeah, we have that one too. Yeah, we have your former one that spoke out for you. Let me see if I can find that one also. Yeah. Former one that spoke out for you. Let's see. Where is it? Pretty sure it's here somewhere. Because I'm pretty sure that one is here. Where is it? Nope, not that one. No, it's here. Because it was actually a news story. Here we go. We have his former, the guy that took his place whenever he went over there.
He's back again to wage a public war of words against Tim Walz.
He abandoned us. I mean, what the hell kind of leader does that? I mean, he just, as soon as the shots were fired in Iraq, he turned and ran the other way and hung his hat up and quit.
We'll get to Barron's new message for voters in a moment. But this all starts years earlier, when Barron says Walz's misleading statements about his military service first led him to come forward in the fall of 2018.
So you try to get this message out, but Minnesota's largest newspaper checks it out, says it's 100% true, but yet refuses to print.
When I hung the phone up, I said, what the hell is this, North Korea?
Back in 2005, a warning order went out to the 1st Battalion, 125th Field Artillery to mobilize for a mission to Iraq. At the time, Walz served as the unit's highest non-commissioned officer, but months later, Walz would retire from the Guard, avoid the deployment, and run for Congress. Tom Behrens was next in line for the position and was asked to take his place.
Yeah, that right there is the people that stand up for Walz, right? What was that he was saying? Nobody's taking those rights away from you. If anybody's taking those rights away from you, that's your state.
Liar!
Tucked his tail and ran. Yeah, he did. This guy right here is... They're trying to make this abortion thing an issue federally. It's been handed back to the states, and the states can make their own decision on this. There's no right in the First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about the right to abortion. For the past 4 years, they could have gotten that passed. For the past 4 years, they could have gotten that passed. As soon as that was kicked out of the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, No, let the states deal with it. They could have went in and they could have had every single person that was Democrat, Republican, and passed a bill on this and made it a right. There's a process that you have to go through to make that a right. Never did that. So here we are. What reproductive rights? Where in the Constitution do you have a right for that? Is that in your Bill of Rights? Because if I'm not mistaken, the Bill of Rights says everyone has the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's in the Bill of Rights. Think of Brave or Sir Robin from Monty Python. When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. There is no abortion ban. Federally, there's no abortion ban. It's up to the states. That really pisses them off because they can't run on it. Oh, they're trying to, but they can't run on it because it doesn't exist. The moment that it changed everything, whenever Donald Trump was shot in the head. That was the moment that changed everything. Because at that point, their game was a losing game. At that point. What? She can't lead this nation. She's already there. She already has the job to do it. That's just the type of person we need as vice president. Yeah, him. Mm-hmm. If only this one was a movie, I would not watch it, but not really fun living this catastrophic comedy for sure. True. But she's about to throw up in her mouth. She must have met some seamen somewhere during the break. Yeah. For almost 4 years now, yeah. You've been serving guys your entire life. Wait, Trump was shot? Dang. I wouldn't have known how quickly it was memory hold. Exactly. When did we move to tonsil twins? I think we did a little while back. Let me see if I've got that. I think I still have that video. It's here somewhere. Where is it? That'll get me in trouble. Let me see if I have the video. It's here somewhere. I will find it. It is it's an interesting tale of how she's, sort of special in her own capacity of things. Let me see if I can find it. It's here. It usually takes me a little bit to bring this one up because I'm just, I'm an idiot most of the time. Just so you know. I'm an idiot most of the time and definitely going to be an idiot on this one. I'll find it. Find it eventually. Where is the, damn it. Oh. No, I'm not playing that right there. See, it's amazing to me that they speak out of both sides of their mouth. Really does amaze. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here somewhere. Not playing that. Oh yeah, I found it. Here we go. I found it. Found it. This is the one I was looking for right here. Gotta mute it. Let me see if I can find it. Gotta mute it. Here we go. Sorry. I'm pretty bad. I couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. Excuse me.
And I have spent hours upon hours with him, be it in the Oval Office or the
Hours?
Situation Room.
I bet you
He
did.
has the intelligence, the commitment, and the judgment and disposition that I think the American people rightly deserve in their president. By contrast, the former president has none of that. And so, one, I
Really? That's why you're so scared to debate him? That is why you're so scared to debate him?
I am so proud to have served as vice president to Joe Biden. And two, I am so proud to be running with Tim Walz for president of the United States and to bring America what I.
It sounded like she said Tim Walz for president of the United States. Stop hurting your eyes. Sorry, Gigi. How you doing?
I believe the American people deserve, which is a new way forward and turn the page on the last decade of what I believe has been contrary to where the spirit of our country really lies.
But you've been in charge. You've been in charge and you're still.
The last decade, of course, the last 3.5 years has been part of your administration.
Yeah, that's why she called him racist.
Talking about an era that started about
You heard that.
Tim Walz for president of the United States and to bring America what I believe the American people deserve, which is a.
See, here's the. Let me explain. Pork tongue serpents and sloths. Okay. I could be wrong on this, but here is why I think she has Tim Walz. Okay. Because although she's running for president, okay, she's trying to give the image of him running for president. It's a trick that your mind plays. Because and if you listen to what she says, instead of her saying running for president with, this wonderful, Tim Walz as my VP. The way that she words it shows that and this is why she's been having him on the campaign trail everywhere that she goes, is because she is trying to make him look more like the president than she is. Kamala is a farce, and I cannot take any more of her false comments. Yeah. What? Old white guy? Yeah. Yeah, because he's more likable than she is. That is why she's doing it. Listen to what her words are whenever she talks about Tim Walz. She calls him the guy that's running for president.
Served with President Biden for almost
That's
4
what
years.
she
now.
does. That's what she said.
Hours upon hours with him, be it in the Oval Office or the president, has none of that. And he is so smart and loyal to the American people. And I have spent hours upon hours with him, be it in the Oval Office
Only
or the
hours?
Situation Room.
You would think years.
He has the intelligence, the commitment, and the judgment and disposition that I think the American people rightly deserve in their president. By contrast, the former president has none of that. And so,
it's much better than you are any day.
I am so proud to have served as vice president to Joe Biden. And two, I am so proud to be running with Tim Walz for president of the United States.
See what she said? See what she did there? I'm so proud to have served as vice president and to be running with Tim Walz as president of the United States. And you'll hear it again. That is what she says to give you the false impression that Walz is going to be the president.
I'm so proud to be running with Tim Walz for president of the United States and to bring America what I believe the American people deserve, which is a new way forward, and turn the page.
A new way forward. You've been in charge for the past 4 years. Oh, you scuzzbucket. A slip of the tongue for sure. Yeah, she's good at slipping the tongue. She's very, very good at slipping the tongue. Very good at slipping the tongue. Very good at slipping the tongue. Sweet dreams, Star. Sweet dreams. Ah, I'm so bad.
On the last decade of what I believe has been contrary to where the spirit of our country really lies.
But the last decade, of course, the last 3.5 years has been part of your administration.
I'm talking about an era.
Oh, they'll let it go. They let it go. They can't stick to it.
That started about a decade ago, where there is some suggestion, warped, I believe it to be, that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down.
Is that why Trump never had any wars? Tell me there, sweet cheeks. Because Trump didn't have any wars. Did you not like that? Did it not make you any money? You were hoping that, you could just have another war. It wasn't really good what came out of South China today. Of course, you probably didn't hear much about that, did you? If you were watching this morning, you saw what was happening in China.
Instead of where I believe most Americans are, which is to believe.
Where most Americans are right now, sweetheart, is broke, homeless, childless, angry, being sent off to the gulags because you don't like what they say. Yeah. I'm sure Americans are really happy about that.
That the true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. That's what's at stake as much as any other detail.
And what have you done for the past 4 years? You've done nothing but tear people down. You went so far as to use the Justice Department to go after your political opponent. Weird, isn't it?
Detail that we could discuss in this election.
Because we haven't had a chance to talk, I'm just curious, staying on President Biden, when he called you and said he was pulling out of the race, what was that like? And did he offer to endorse you right away, or did you ask for it?
It was a Sunday, so here I'll give you a little too much information.
Go for it. There's no such thing, Madam Vice President.
It was a Sunday. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I did play the audio from the police that he had an incident that they were trying to clear the way to the hospital. Your adult child and family are back in your house because they can't find jobs. Wait, what about the 13 million jobs that they created? Isn't that what they're saying?
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces, and we had just had pancakes and, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make.
Yeah, because she has to tote them around as little tokens. Isn't that wonderful? toting the children around as tokens. No, they knew this was going to happen. They knew that Biden was going to drop out long before he dropped out. Wonder if there's 2 hours of CamelToe's cackle somewhere on CNN Vault, somewhere now from this interview.
More bacon and
yeah, you know, she's not going to, she probably will tone down on her cackle. And I know it may be a tick, but it seems like every time she looks down, she's thinking of her next lie. Like constantly looking down like that. It's like she's trying to think of this lie. I mean, I'm no body language reader or anything, but it just seems to me every time that she looks down, it's like she's thinking of the next lie that she's going to tell. Because these are things that never happen. Carless cause repairs are extremely high. And repair shops are over a month behind since parts are hard to get from China, although we have factories in Michigan and Ohio. Or is that Minnesota? Michigan, Minnesota. I mean, yeah. Yeah, those plants got shut down. Mm-hmm.
And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And
I don't believe it. I don't believe. Just finished waffles and we were sitting down to do a puzzle.
The phone rang and it was Joe Biden. And he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, "Are you sure?" And he said yes. And that's how I learned about it.
And what about the endorsement? Did you ask for it?
He was very clear that he was going to support me.
So when he called to tell you, he said, "I'm pulling out of the race and I'm going to support."
And see, that one I saw is more truthful. Whenever she looked up like that, because it was like, oh yeah, he was like totally. I don't know. I think she's just lying.
My first thought was not about me, to be honest with you. My first thought was about him.
That's a lie.
To be honest.
Another lie.
I think history is going to show a number of things about Joe Biden's presidency. I think history is going to show that in so many ways it was transformative.
Another lie.
Be it on what we have accomplished around finally investing in America's infrastructure, investing in new economies,
just making
new
up
industries,
lies.
what we have done to
More
bring
lies.
our allies back together and have confidence in who we are as America and grow that alliance.
More lies.
What we have done to stand true to our principles,
More
including
lies.
the one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and
Liar!
territorial integrity. And I think history is going to show not only has Joe Biden led an administration that has achieved.
He's totally jacked the economy up. And if you vote for another 4 years, you're going to get the same thing that you've gotten for the past 4 years, and it's going to get worse.
Those extraordinary successes. But the character of the man is one that he has been in his life and career, including as a president, quite selfless and puts the American people first.
Liar. Liar. Okay, let's see if we can get past this. That's a commercial. That's commercial. Let's get past all the commercials. Okay. More commercial. More commercial. Okay. Just a little bit back and right there. There we go.
Both about two standout moments, aside, of course, from the addresses that you both gave. But
oh, I would have been that's. I intentionally hid my liquor tonight. I'm on disability and don't even bring home $800 a month. Well, guess what, Kitty Kate? My suggestion would be to go cross the southern border and come across illegally. Don't show any sort of ID, and you can get bused to a very nice place to live, and you could pull in about $36,000 pretty easily. They're giving illegals, I think it's 35 grand to find housing. They're also supplying them with about $4,000 a month. So if you want to increase your income, come across the border illegally. There you go. There should be your retirement plan. No, speak English.
Standout moments that were perhaps unexpected during the convention. You mentioned one of them, Governor.
There was no standout moments in that convention whatsoever. Yeah, that's crazy. Of course it is. It sounds crazy, but look at how much we pay for Medicare. Oh, no, that comes free. You get free healthcare too. Isn't that nice? You'll get free healthcare. Mm-hmm.
A moment that you shared, that the world shared with your son, Gus. You were speaking, the camera caught him.
That's what they're going to talk about? Okay. I'm sorry. This is the most ridiculous, stupid, dumbest thing. How does this change any sort of policy? What does this have to do with any policy whatsoever? His son's emotional reaction? They seem more fixated on him than they do on her. Sorry, I'm skipping over this because this is absolute garbage. Nobody came to hear what Walz has to say. That's not why we're here. We don't care about this piece of garbage. He's running for vice president. He's running for vice president. If you think that was his breakout moment, no, it's not a big deal. That guy is not a big deal. Wait, this will be the key to peace in the Middle East. No, it won't be. Is that a normal son's reaction? I guess. I don't know. Maybe he was just overcome with emotion. I mean, if that's what they're basing, this was the breakout moment. Breakout moment from what? Jesus.
The photograph that has gone viral. You were speaking, one of your grandnieces that you were just talking about was watching you accept the.
Okay, what does this have to do with getting peace in the Middle East, ending the war that's going on in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine? What does this have to do with stopping the border crisis that we have? What does this have to do with getting our economy under control? Well, his son is autistic, isn't he? I don't know. I don't care, because these have nothing to do with anything. Don't care. Don't care about the children. Don't care about that. What about the children that you're so much wanting to have? And it looks like we got some talking heads after this. So that's all they had. That was their interview. Their interview showed that they have no policy, that they love kids, that Trump is bad, and you're going to experience the next 4 years are going to be the same thing if you vote for him. So let's see. Okay, so that was her iconic photos from the convention. Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe she has something more to say.
I am the best person to do this job at this moment. For all Americans, regardless.
But you are already there, and you're not doing a good job. You're already there. Wait, that's all she said about foreign policies? Yeah. She said that there needs to be peace in the Middle East. Not a way to get there. Oh, it has to be a ceasefire. That Palestine needs to be its own country. Yes, that's what she said. She said there needs her idea of peace in the Middle East is that Palestine needs to be its own country. that there needs to be a ceasefire between people that want to wipe out Israel. That's her solution for Middle East peace. With the past election scandals, lies, chaos, mayhem, these past 4 years forced me to come out of voting retirement. Hadn't felt the need to register a vote since 1985. Yes, 1985 till now. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of people. And here's the thing: if you want to vote for her, go for it. I won't ever stand in your way for voting who you think is going to do the best job. I'm just pointing out what a lot of people already know.
Regardless of race and gender.
Again, how does race and gender handle anything in the Middle East? All of a sudden now you know what a woman is?
But I did see that photograph and I was deeply touched.
Don't care.
Did she talk to you about it afterwards?
Don't care.
Anna, thank you.
This was
that was it. So, again, they have no policy. They have nothing that they're going to change. It's going to be the same thing all over again. All over again for 4 more years. That's good to know. That is good to know. This is what we should be expecting. This is what you can be. Yeah, she is clueless. This is what we're going to be seeing for the next 4 years. Yeah, this is what you're going to get for the next 4 years, right here. Right here. Next 4 years.
And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch. Turn that off. And as a woman,
oh, he does. Trust me, he does. Yeah, he has it. If you want to see what it's going to be like, you want to see what it's going to be like in the country. Oh, I can't show that. It has firearms. Yeah. Just all you have to do is look at what's going on in Colorado, right? You have an apartment complex. It's home to illegals. And there's gangs that have taken over the apartment complex. Can you imagine her telling us World War III started? The East Coast has been struck. Oh my God, she is drunk. She was acting like she was drunk. No, that's just her normal. You're headed for MG Law. Is MG Law streaming tonight? I think he might be. See, I haven't set up a forwarding stream to send you guys over to him if he is. Which, yeah, he is. He is streaming. Well, damn, I will send all you fine folks over to MG. You don't have to worry about it. I'll get you there. Give me just a minute to get that set up for you guys. Man, oh man. He'll be starting up in like 30 minutes. New Second Amendment opinion and Traveler on the Lane. Oh, he's going to be doing some pretty cool stuff for you guys. Just a second, and I will get you guys over there just shortly. All I got to do is manage the videos. We'll make it happen. Get you over there. Make sure that you guys are well taken care of. MG is good people. Make sure that you give that guy some love. Needs all that he can get because he is the MG Law. It is it is saying that he does wonderful work. Get in here and there it is. I'm sitting there rambling to myself as I do this, and we're going to redirect you guys over to him. Paste that up there. Go. Save. He hasn't started yet, so you're good. You're safe. You're safe. And I'll head everyone over there. Don't forget Puddletown song. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of work on it. Try to get something good. Thinking it needs to have a little bit more big band in there. Just a little bit more big band. Oh, what is this? Oh, I didn't realize that. One more thing before you guys go.
By the way, you're not on the terror watch list any longer, are you, Tulsi? Another shocking story as well. I hope that's all resolved.
Unfortunately, Sean, I wish I could say the same, but it has not been resolved. I've been informed that the targeting package that the TSA created for me when they put me on the secret domestic terror watch list is still operational.
That is insane, and we'll stay on that case as well. All right, that was a verbal beatdown, and you came in, you were armed with facts, also reports that you are part of Donald Trump's debate prep team. What do you tell him, without giving away private conversations you may have, about debating Kamala Harris? Because she did go in with memorized lines to go after Joe Biden, and they were effective to some level.
Yeah, they were. First of all, as you know, President Trump is not a politician at all. He doesn't do traditional political debate prep. He is prepared to debate Kamala Harris anytime, anywhere. I think the only place where I may possibly be of help is really conveying that experience that I had with her on the debate stage that you just played, sharing the kinds of games she will play in order to try to hide her real record from the American people. It is clear that now that she is the candidate running for president on the Democratic ticket, she is saying one thing while her record and her actions over the last 3.5 years prove the exact opposite to be true. She is lying through her teeth every single day, which is incredibly insulting to the American people and voters, because she thinks that we are so stupid that we are going to just forget what she has done over the last 3.5 years and all of a sudden buy this new lie that she is selling us. And, there are too many examples to cite, but you brought up my being on this secret domestic terror watch list. She says over and over again, she's going to be the champion and defender of freedom. And yet she and the Harris-Biden administration continue their mission of political retaliation to censor free speech, to go after people like me for criticizing them and their actions and policies. And of course, their foremost target continues to be Donald J. Trump, as we've seen with these new indictments that they've just rolled out. What she says, and this is what I'm encouraging people to pay attention to in this debate and in this campaign, don't listen to what she says, because whenever she opens her mouth, she is selling a lie. Focus on her record. And that's what President Trump will do, expose the truth about who Kamala Harris really is.
And this shows how corrupt the media in the country is, because, you have a wealth of radical statements. It is